Hi, everyone. Have you ever broke your own boundaries to ensure others would like you? That could be your spouse, your children, a friend, anyone really. And when you do that, you like yourself a little bit less, don't you? I know I did. And I want to talk about that today. So, for those of you that are new here, welcome. My name is Sally Harris, and I am a firm believer that every mom deserves a support system during this difficult time. And I walked through a difficult road with my own daughter for about 10 years. And while her life was spiraling out of control, mine did the same. And so I'm here to share with you tips and tricks and things that I've learned along the way. So let's dive into this. So when you are breaking your own boundaries that you created, and we all know creating boundaries is not necessarily easy. And when you're breaking those boundaries to ensure others like you, and in turn, you're really discrediting yourself and liking yourself a little bit less. At least that's how I felt. And so I want to share a story with you. This is a personal story that happened to me. This is something that I dealt with, especially when I quit drinking alcohol. And so for many of you, you know that I have over 6 years of sobriety, actually 6.5 years this week. And when I quit drinking, I had a really hard time telling other people that they couldn't drink in my home. Because if we had company, I didn't want them to be uncomfortable. I wanted them to be happy. And so by making them feel more comfortable, I was on pins and needles and miserable in my own home. And that's one thing that I really want you to understand here. Whether this is you quitting drinking, whether this is boundaries around your adult child or other boundaries you have around yourself, right? Your home is your safe haven. And it took me a long time to realize this. I knew this, but it took a long time for it to sink in, for me to have the guts to actually tell people, you know what? Wine is not allowed in my home. If somebody brings beer to an occasion and they're here, that doesn't bother me. Beer's not my trigger, right? So whatever your trigger is, you have to avoid that, and it's okay. And pleasantly, to my surprise, everyone, including my family, was very okay with it. Nobody said, we're not coming over anymore because we can't bring wine. Like, that's not it. And my family has really respected that, but they respect it. I feel more respected when I had the guts to actually say, this is not okay. I can't do this anymore. The only place I can control is my home. I can't control what anyone else does. I can't control what, people are drinking. If I'm going to a restaurant and people are drinking, that's my choice to be there, right? If I go to your home and you're drinking, that's your choice. I don't have any control over that. I can control how long I stay. I can control what I do. But at the end of the day, your home is your safe haven. And this doesn't just mean with alcohol. This is a big picture. This is something that I want you to think about when you're creating your boundaries around your adult son or daughter. Because if you are creating those boundaries, for yourself, but around that situation, abiding by those and sticking to those is going to make you feel better about yourself in the long run. No, they don't always like it, right? Not everyone is going to be like, okay, I respect you for that boundary. In my case, I didn't have any backlash. Doesn't mean you won't, especially, when it comes to our kids. But it comes a time where you have to be able to take a deep breath and stand up tall and realize that you are worth fighting for too. And that's just something that I wanted to share with you, because that is something that I see a lot of moms do, and I did myself, breaking boundaries. We want them to like us. We want them to be comfortable. But remember, your home is your safe haven, and how people treat you, how people speak to you, you can't control what they do, but you can control how much you're going to take, and you can control your response, which sometimes, when we're talking about disrespect, sometimes our own response fuels the fire, right? So we're responsible for that. And so this is something that I love helping moms. I get to teach them different communication techniques and strategies to be able to, get along a lot better with their adult child at least on their end. They can't guarantee what your child's going to respond to, right? But being able to be open, and just taking a really good look at your own life and in your own self, and realize, what are those triggers? What really triggers me? And that's what you create those boundaries around. So I hope that helps. For those of you that are looking for support, I do have a support group. Mama Just Breathe is a free Facebook group, and the link is below. You are welcome. If you are a mom going through this, you are welcome to join. Please answer all the questions, so we don't have to contact you to get more information. Just want a little snippet about what's going on with your child, very briefly, and then agree to the terms and conditions, and then you will be let in. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.